Hey guys, Kurt Wilson, Beats on Bites. Today we are talking to Paul Insinna, from hip hop to pop, and has done it all. 30-year entertainment attorney, also a manager, and he's got some great stories, great insights. You're going to want to stick around.
I mean, some artists can't be saved, no matter. And unfortunately, I have found that oftentimes the more talented an artist is, the less business or common sense they have. It's like that part of the brain isn't working because they're so focused on creative. So it's a real struggle. It is a struggle.
I've actually heard that before. If you're good in business, you must not be a good artist, which is a shame, because you would hope somebody could use their creative talents and create something and actually have a life beyond that as well. Do you get involved in that at all, as far as setting up businesses and things like that, to where they have a life beyond the music itself, or do you focus mostly just?
No, I mean, I've tried, but again, it's a thing you've got to. All you can do is nudge them, and if they're not interested in doing it, they're not. And many artists are not, only because they feel, well, I'll do that later when I get older. Right now, I just want to concentrate on this.
Right.
They feel like they're losing their ability as an artist if they're branching out into other things. That's the way it was in the past. I mean, not so much today. Today, artists have no choice. They have to do those things just to pay the bills. But I'm talking about years ago, where the music industry was a little bit different. I used to have that struggle. Yeah.
Mm-hmm. And do you find? I mean, tell me if you're right. It seems like the only way that a musician can make money in these times, well, not even with COVID right now, is live gigs and sync placement. Seems to be the greatest opportunities for music. Yeah.
Well, obviously, with COVID, the live gigs have disappeared.
Yeah.
And sync placement, it's kind of a double-edged sword, because sync placement used to be good 20 years ago, or even 10 years ago, as a good source of other monies. But again, with the internet coming in and internet affecting royalties and Spotify's and all that stuff, and people making less money, everybody wants to do sync licenses.
Yeah.
So that brought the price down. Sync licenses you used to be able to get a very nice fee for sync licenses. Today, a lot of the fees are not that nice. And the other thing is, you used to be able to, not fairly easily, it was always difficult, but today it's much more difficult, because today you're competing with everybody. People like Bob Dylan and the Beatles doing sync licenses, which they would refuse to be.
I've heard of before. Yeah, exactly.
So you're competing with all these guys, for money that's not the same as it was 20 years ago. So sync license used to be a great thing, but it's not what it used to be.
So where do you see? I mean, having said that, where do you see? I mean, it used to be a musician. They sell 1 million records. They got enough money. They can have a life. Records are gone. Streaming is, it's getting better, but it's not great. It seems like somebody going into a music career right now is a dicey proposition.
It is.
And it always has been, but even more so now, it seems like.
Yeah, more so now, yeah. Right now, I mean, you have to go in with the understanding, unfortunately, that the music is more or less a promotional tool to get your name out there and brand out there to make money doing other things. Okay. And that's a sad thing to say, but that's actually what it is. So, the musicians, the artists that are doing well, are the artists who have clothing lines, have perfume lines, and certainly the artists who are more involved on the internet now are hawking products on the internet or being influencers. I mean, all that stuff comes from fame or popularity. And how do you get the fame or popularity? Well, some people do it by going online and taking their clothes off, but.
You and I wouldn't make a lot of money doing that.
Artists do it by making money, making music. So they make great music, going in knowing they're not going to make much money off the great music, but the great music will hopefully make them popular enough that they'll be able to make money and elsewhere. That's really the game plan for now, anyway.
Right. Okay, so that brings me to you have an artist that has over 1 million views on one of her videos. Has that transferred any sort of monetization, or is it merely one of the stepping stones and one of the pieces in the pie to get her to that level?
Well, it's one of the stepping stones and pieces in the pie. The monetization on the internet is not good. But again, it brings other opportunities. She, in fact, is an influencer now, and you will see her, branding products.